What is up, guys? So today we're going to talk about taxmen. Why are they always snitchy bumper clerks in the police cells? Why are they always snitching? And as always, this is just based on my own personal appearance, what I've seen with my own ears and heard with my own eyes. And there's always someone in the comments that says, "Oh, you're lying, that's bullshit." And I always think, oh no, they're on to me. I'm not really an ex-con junkie fucking loser. I'm actually a successful businessman. I'm just pretending. But yeah, I did actually, when I was in the crime world, I did have my own firm. I ran it with an iron fist, broke everybody's jaw, sold all the drugs. I'm actually probably too tough for YouTube, but here I am. But anyway, today we're going to talk about taxmen. Why are they always snitching? Now, in the police cells, it's horrible. And I'm talking taxmen, I'm talking about local hard men, it's supposed to be tough. It's supposed to be about that life. And they always crumble in the police cells based on what I've seen. So the best thing to do when you get locked up, those prison cells, those police cells, shall I say, they are treacherous. They're horrible. Back when I was doing crime, when I was stuck in that lifestyle, the cells were disgusting. They've been done out now, but they used to have like piss and snot up the walls, and the floor was like a black tar, sticky floor. You had to take your shoes off. They had a cold slab with a crash mat on it, and all night they had this like heater or aircon, and it was just going all night, and it really pounds your head. And then you're detoxing on top of that, so you can smell, you have a weird smell, and it's horrible. But yeah, the best thing you can do when you get locked up into the police cells, you can't beat the system, there's no point kicking off, banging, they'll just keep you longer, so you're best off just getting in your cell, getting a few blankets, and get your head down, try and go to sleep. But there was one time when I did kick off, I was at the end of my tether, they were taking a piss out of me. And they had a still shot of me. I can't remember what the crime was, but they had me for summer. And usually I just admit it, but if there's a little slither of hope that I can get away with it, then I'll try. And they had this still of me, but you couldn't see my face. So I just said, that's not me. What are you on about? I was just playing the game. And they started treating me like a real dick because I didn't admit it. So they went, searched my dad's house, searched my mum's house, came back, interviewed me again, and then they got an extension after 24 hours, went and searched my dad's house again, and then they came back, and I'd been in for like 2 days, and they pulled a black coat out and said, "Oh, we found this." I was like, so fucking what? Everybody's got black coat somewhere along the line, somewhere in their house. But they didn't have notes, so they were just treating me like a dick. So I was kicking off. I was banging, I was frustrated, I was banging the thing, doom, doom, doom. And I hate it when people do that, but, what could I do? I was so frustrated, and I was shouting and banging. They said, "Listen, if you carry on banging, we're just going to take you around to the other side." And so I was just like, "I don't care," boom, boom. And so they ran in, twisted me up, picked me up, carried me around the corner, and threw me in one of the cells around the other side, like a soundproof cell. And then they shut the door, pulled the other door too, and he said, "Hey, you can bang all you want now." So it achieved nothing. You're best off just getting your head down and try and get through it as quick as you can. And anyway, after like 2 days, they came to like charge me or let me go. I can't remember. And as I was walking past one of the cells, the door was open, and there was a police officer sat on a chair, and there was an inmate in there. That usually means someone's suicidal or they can't hack it, so they have someone there with them. And I've walked past, looked in, and there's this taxman, this guy who's been taxing everyone. Everyone was scared of him. He used to shoot people with a crossbow. He was a real nasty piece of work. And he was laid on the floor, crying, pleading with the copper, saying, "Look, I'll tell you what you want. I'll take you to their houses. I'll ring them up. I'll set them up." He was just dying to snitch, trying to snitch. And the copper's like, "Dude, we don't do that sort of thing. You're here now, you're not going anywhere." And he's like, please let me out, I'll take you to that. He's like, "No, we don't do that." And I'm thinking, wow, this guy's supposed to be a hard nut, isn't he? He's supposed to be about that life, and he's on the floor crying. And I seen it with another one as well, the local hard man, this guy, I think he's dead now, I'm not too sure. He got cabbaged by someone with an hammer for taxing the wrong guy, but he was scared. Everyone was scared of him. This is before this happened, and he was taxing everyone around Donny. He used to be a bouncer, and I got remanded, or I got sentenced. I can't remember which. I went to court. I wasn't expecting to get jail, you know. It was only like a shoplifting or something. So I thought, I'll just go through the motions, you know, get a fine or whatever, and then I'll be on my way. And I had a 20 bag. I'd had a bit out of it, and so I put it away and went into court, and then I got like 28 days or something, and I was like, I couldn't believe it. But I thought, well, at least I've got this little bit of gear, you know, to get me through the night. And we got up into the cell in Doncaster, and they put me in with his taxman. I'm like, oh no, I thought, I'm not pulling the gear out now. He'll try and rob me or something, you know, he's a right horrible cunt. So in Doncaster, they've got like a broom cupboard on the end of each wing, you know, where they keep the brooms and the mop buckets. And you can just go in, grab a mop and clean your cell out. And I thought, I'll go in there and I'll do it. Nobody will find me. So I've gone in, but everyone was fucking walking past. I didn't feel comfortable. So I thought, I'll go upstairs onto the upper deck, and I'll go into the toilets in the corner. I think only the cleaners are supposed to go in there. So I sneaked in there, and I sat in there doing a little bit of game, and someone came in, and by this point I was detoxing, I was sweating, you know, I'd been down reception all day, I was fucking bright red, and someone walked in, and I looked up like that, because there's like a stall, and he went, fucking hell, he says, you look fucking rough, you lad, and fucked off. So I sat there like buzzing, so I smoked it, and I've gone back to my cell, and the old taxman, old tough guy, laid on his cell, on his bed, and I was alright because I just had a boot, so I was just dozing, like watching telly, whatever. And he's like, oh, please, Paddy, don't leave me. And he started crying, saying, oh, don't keep talking to me, Paddy, please, don't go to sleep, don't leave me. I'm thinking, this is fucking supposed to be a tough guy, you know, everyone's scared of him. He's on the bed crying like a little girl. And listen, there's nothing wrong with breaking down in the police cells, you know, I've done it myself. I remember. I was so frustrated, I was so angry that I was here again, you know, I'd only just got out, I got caught shoplifting or whatever. I was stuck in a world of addiction, I couldn't get out of it, and I thought, I've just got out, I'm back here again, like a 3-day local, it's a Saturday night or whatever. I was so frustrated, I was so angry. So I looked out my door, make sure there's no one there through the little hole. And I just dropped to my knees and I just started crying. Like, I was so frustrated. It was like a release. And I started praying. I wasn't praying to God, because I've prayed to God hundreds of times. No ever happens, you know. There is no God. So I started praying to the devil, saying, please, please get me out of there. Just you know, I'll do anything you want. Just take my soul. That's how frustrated I was. That's how drugs get you, you know. I just couldn't see a way out. And I broke down, and then I heard the keys jingling, and so I jumped over, you know, dusted myself off, and thought, right, you're here now, let's just fucking do it. And that's what I do, you know. I go through my time, I don't whinge or complain, I just get my head down, sit in my cell, and I do my number. But these taxmen, they fall apart, they can't hack it. There was another one, a local hard man, he had loads of cars, and we used to like rent a car out for like 100 quid for the day, and we'd go shoplifting, and we used to make loads of money shoplifting. I'm not condoning it, but you know, we were addicts, that's what we used to do. And so like, if we went, every shop we went in, we got like 20 tubes of toothpaste each or whatever. There was 3 of us, that's like 60 tubes from each shop, you know, and you put them in boot, you go to like 10, 20 shops, there's loads, you end up making hundreds of pounds. And one day, I can't remember what happened, but he ended up taking us out himself in the car, and we were going to split it half with him. And we was going round, the boot was absolutely chock-a-block full, and then we got pulled by the police, and we all got arrested, and we all got took down to the cells. And for us, you know, this was like par for the course, you know, I've been through this loads of times, just got no reply, get charged, whatever. But he grassed us all up, because they knew everything. They knew what shops we'd been to, they knew what we were doing before, you know, when we was in the car. And I'm thinking, how did they know all that? He's grassed us up, and we all got charged, and he didn't. So he's grassed us up, obviously. And then when we saw him next, he was going by in a car and he was pointing like that. I thought, what's up with him? And he jumped out of the car and he started throwing shots. I said, what are you doing? He said, oh, you grassed me up. So you fucking grassed us up. And that's what they do. You know, he was trying to project, you know, like he knew that we knew he'd grassed us up. So he was trying to say that we'd grassed him up. So the word would go around, you know, oh yeah, they grassed him up. But he knows that he grassed us up because that's why he didn't get charged. But that's what they do, they project. And you see it on YouTube all the time. Like, if someone says to me, like I get trolley comments, you know, people saying, oh, grass or vulnerable prisoner, whatever. And it don't bother me, you know, because I know it's not true. But if you go on these, like, taxmen, these big gangsters on YouTube, and you say something about them, they get all defensive, you know, and they start, oh, wait till they see you. And they can't hack it, and they're always on about police informer. Oh, he's a police informer. And, oh, yeah, he works for the police. And yet, they've hardly ever done any time, you know. So I always, whenever people start talking about police informers all the time, I just think, yeah, they're just projecting. And I remember once when I actually saved a taxman. You know, this bully started selling drugs, and I got busted by the drug squad. I was just walking down the street. I just scored. I didn't even see him. And they was walking towards me. I didn't pay no attention. And they stepped in front of me and they said, oh, drug squad. Said that I looked suspicious or something. And they found heroin on me. So I went to the cells for a day, got charged. They says, oh, did you have heroin on you? I said, well, I'm a heroin addict. Of course I did. And but I clocked the faces, you know, so I knew who they were. They were undercover drug officers. So I clocked the faces. And then one day I went to meet this guy, this tough taxman bloke who was selling. And he was sat in town, on the town fields. He used to sit on a bench and you ring him up and say, yeah, come to town fields, walk past, do the deal, and then off they go. And I was sat with him one day and I looked up and I saw those same two police officers, drug officers. I said, they're fucking 5-0, them. And he was like, shut up, you dickhead. I said, I'm fucking telling you, they are 5-0. They got me not long ago. I said, get rid of your stuff now. So he pretended he went for a piss, dug a little hole, stuck it in, and went and sat back. And then by this time, they'd actually come up to us because they were walking down, just like they come with me. They're just walking past me. And they did the same again, flashed this thing. And they searched everyone. They didn't find out. So he got away with it, you know. And I says, I fucking told you, I recognise them too. So you're welcome. But yeah, these taxmen, you know, they don't do well in prison. They don't do well in the cells because they're used to solving all the problems with violence. And, you know, when you put them in a cell, they can't do that. They ain't got control, you know what I mean? What they're going to do, beat a police cell. So, yeah, they end up snitching, most of them. Not all of them, obviously, but this is just my own personal opinion, what I've seen over the years in the seedy, sordid world of heroin addiction. So anyway, that's the video for today. If you like this video, press the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Nerf, der Pop.